Okay. So, thank you all for joining us for our first session of Sector 85, the Stars of Liberty, tonight. Uh, you three suckers that I've wrangled in, I'm sure everyone is going to remember. This is for Twitch, by the way, you guys. I'm assuming you all figured that out. We have
What? Twitch? Never heard of it.
we have Luke playing in the top right. We have in the bottom right the older of the Raglan brothers from when we played Dead by Daylight, and then the younger one in underneath me. So
I just realized this is my first visual appearance on your stream.
yes.
Oh
So
shit, mine too. I think this is the
yes,
first time I've visually been on your
exactly.
any stream.
And this
And
is
You
it's
were there
streamed
for the-
once.
Nah, Garrett, you were there for the monster thing.
yeah.
Oh,
Monster
you're
Prom.
right.
Monster Prom.
Monster Prom. We need to buy Monster Prom the original so that way we can play that.
Yes.
I have
I
that.
have that. I bought it so I could practice. Not gonna
Fucking
lie.
nerd.
Okay. So we all know why everyone is here. Whether it is
No, we don't.
shut up. I'm getting to that. I'm getting to what everybody knows. So, as you all sit upon the cold steel benches of the car as it shakes as it travels across the monorail deep underground, the silence besides just the shaking and rattle of the car around you and the shifting of the clothes on the 20 plus bodies marked for death all around. You're here for redemption, pride, glory. Maybe it's just the money at the end of this 5-year voyage you're about to undertake. But for one reason or another, you have all signed your names, signed your souls on the data script that has sent you to the experimental penal colony and to where you are now, sitting within the prisoner transport held deep within the tunnels of Planet 975. As you look around, the door at the end of the car hisses open like a shh, and marching in is a large Vesk being followed by two even larger combat droids. Their boots hitting heavy upon the metallic floor, and the low lights turning red within the car. Welcome, welcome to Sector 85, ladies. I am your captain today. And if you are to survive the next 5 years, I'll be here to shake your hand at the end of it. You may call me Colonel Stryker if you wish. That, or don't call me at all. It's your choice. I expect not to see a single one of you at the end of these games. When
That's
this
a little
car's...
rude.
Oh, what was that?
That's a little rude.
Bit pessimistic, if you ask me.
Well, there are several thousand of you being dropped within Sector 85. And 10 trillion on the line. The more of you that drop like flies, those that survive, will earn. And this doesn't attract the charitable sort. And he has like a little grunt of a laugh. When this cart stops, you are all going to be disembarking and heading into the forests and jungles of the Sector 85. But some ground rules. The first 12 hours, you are not to kill any other contestants.
That seems weird. I mean, isn't the point to like make that a whole thing? Why is there a limit?
We probably have to have a team building exercise.
What if someone else attempts to attack us? Are we allowed to defend ourselves?
Why, of course. You may
So we can only,
protect yourselves as much as you need.
does that mean you're monitoring us at all times? Isn't that a little bit weird? I mean, come on. Let's be like.
You're being monitored at all times, even now.
What about in the showers?
If you can find them, then yes.
That means there are showers, guys. This is gonna be good.
But that brings me to my next point.
Oh, there's more than one point.
And he taps his hand on the roof, and a little porthole opens up, and a menagerie of mechanical arms ran by a little sensor with a little red dot for an eye in the middle attaches to a little set of rails that travel the length of the car. This here will introduce you to our monitoring system to make sure everyone is playing fair and not hampering with the penal colony infrastructure in illegal ways, as he waves his hand.
What's considered illegal? I mean, most of us aren't from here, so how do we know what the law is?
I can answer that, says the little red monitor with the menagerie of little arms, which include like
What?
little pincers and drills and things like that.
What in the love, Jarvis?
Hello, I am Integrated Colonial Robotic Information System, or ICRIS. We call him Icarus around here. This is
That's
an
a funny name.
Yes, I am hooked up to every last piece of infrastructure here within the colony. The reforge stations, the supply drops, and all other manner of technological interfaces has a copy of me help connecting it back to the spire in the center of the sector. And I am your lifeline in order to obtain gear, supplies, and other useful tools without the need to repurpose or scavenge for yourself if you are able to do so. But in order to do so, I'm going to need to hook you up with your own peripheral integrated computer, or PIC. So,
The hell do you mean integrated?
allow me to demonstrate, sir. And it reels over on the lines, and like the little menagerie of arms fall down, kind of slowly descend on your face as the little red light kind of glows against your face now as it's like really close. Please lean back in your seat against the wall of the tram.
Mm-hmm.
As you do, little metal hooks spring out from the tram and grasp you to the wall of the tram around your shoulders, and then a pair of clasps spring out and hold your forehead back as well.
Forget not this shit.
Please, stay calm, and tell me a little bit about yourself while I integrate this computer. Doing so helps the neural pathways sync correctly.
The hell am I supposed to talk about here?
Name, date of birth, favorite color, anything like that. Like you're
The name,
trying to let me get to know you.
the name Zom Sam, Ailson,
As soon as you say
Cormy
that,
of
the drill arm stabs in right behind your ear and starts to carve away a little hole into like the base of your skull.
Ooh.
Mother.
Please remain calm and keep sharing personal information to allow the neural sync to continue smoothly as it plugs a little piece of technology in behind your ear.
Everyone just calls me Zach.
Hello, Zach. Is there anything else we should know about you? This is how we're doing character introductions.
I'm a bounty hunter just here to collect my bounties. Got a few of them that I believe may be here. And by Besmara, I will find those assholes.
Well,
What
I hope
are
you find
you?
them soon.
Are we about done with this? This hurts like hell.
We're almost done, as my mother's calling. I'll be right back.
Mama Albright, let's go.
So wait, what are you both playing species wise?
I am a Kasatha, the ones with the really elongated heads.
Oh yes,
And
yes.
he does wear like the normal hat mask, like metal mask,
Gotcha.
very Sub-Zero esque. Otherwise, he just wears kind of very normal looking robe.
Cool. Cool.
Doesn't seem to be wearing any actual armor.
Very bold. I'm wearing the best armor I could buy at level 1, which is not really that great.
Dude,
My-
I couldn't even afford the armor.
For reference, mine is wearing armor. It's wearing the second skinned armor though, so it
Yeah.
looks like its original skin.
Oh, very cool.
Okay. And with a little he falls unconscious for a brief second. And there's a little flashing red and blue light behind his left ear. You come to, and the machine is already working on other on other people in the tram. Some fight it, some sit back and just take it. But then it moves over to the individual in my bottom right on the screen. It's like, hello, please. Allow me to
This
get
little-
to know you.
This little Broski individual just kind of like is like darting back and forth before they try and like run out of their seat.
As you struggle against the seat, the Vesk commander says, "God damn it, hold still."
Keeps fighting, just trying to like fight against all the little needles and whatnot.
He tries to grab you. He's like, "Fuck this!" And he just pulls out his magnum and shoots the little rat person right in the head.
Jesus Christ. Why can't people just follow the goddamn rules?
Exactly.
And
Icarus,
then
him next. And it points to the guy who speaks up from the back of the tram.
thank you. Sitting forward in kind of a long, brownish trench coat in what looks almost like you'd almost be like a noir detective wear, hat included. The face is kind of this shade of gray with blue lines etching around that kind of pulse with little beads that almost look like blood vessels. The eyes kind of share that blue hint, and he has what seems to be a sniper rifle on his back as he leans forward. God, I had worse back when they put me in the military. Sits forward and just does it.
Okay.
What race are you?
I'm an android.
Your cybernetic makeup has made this transition pretty seamless. I appreciate your cooperation.
Absolutely.
And it
And then,
takes a lot less time for you to go through yours, and it is pretty much painless for you as well, due to your interfaces already.
Yep. And then he leans back. Name's Davis, by the way. Lieutenant Davis.
What is Lieutenant doing in the Liberty Games? As he says, I'm quite keen to get to know this one.
Apologies, I should have been more specific. Retired lieutenant.
Well, either way. Move on,
Once an
Icarus.
officer, always an officer. My guy kind of nods his head.
He nods back, kind of quick understanding of like, bounty hunting. Fair enough.
With that, Icarus wheels over to the last in the cart. Like, please, sit back on the bench and allow the claps to hold you still. That way, the transitional period goes smoothly. Please, allow us to get to know you to allow the neural interfaces to sync correctly.
All right, you got it. And you see this large, almost Komodo dragon looking Vesk lizard guy sit down and just very broad. He's got some armor on, some big meaty hands. And he's just like talking to himself. All right, so we're supposed to say our names. My name's Krager. It's a pleasure. You can call me Craig. It's great to be here.
I'm sorry.
No, it's good. I think I'm like probably an age between 15 and 35. I'm not really sure. I thought this would be a good chance to make some money. Seems like it might be some good fun.
Were you dropped on your head as a kid?
I don't rightly know. I was a kid.
Residential skull scarring would suggest that this was a possibility.
Oh yeah, probably.
That makes a lot of sense, and that's the most intelligent thing he said all train ride.
Well, Commander, my job here is done. Please take over from here. And the little mechanical construct wheels itself back up through the porthole that it descended down in.
Hell, Icarus didn't even tell us how this works. Just gonna put it in us?
It's a tracking system. A little mini computer that hooks up to the network here on the planet. While within the sector, the Spire can track your every move. But it will also allow you to interface with the various systems that we place around the entire sector to allow you to interface and requisition different supplies if you so wish. You will see in your bottom right of your vision, and you can start to see kind of like a little heads-up display come into view.
Shit.
Down in the bottom right is your remaining allotment from the funds that the company provided you to supply yourself before you got on the tram. Now your weapons and everything will not come online until you step off the tram and the first hour passes. But if gear is in need of requisition, repair, or dismantling and recycling, your pick will allow you to interface with those systems around the sector. Your remaining allotment should be visible, and if you are to remove or come across a removed contestant, you can interface with their pick to transfer any remaining funds they have into yours, as well as the showrunners will occasionally provide extra fun when perhaps the crowd or myself gets bored. Completing these might earn you extra credits to your account while you're here.
Is there any way to earn credits from the crowd? Any way to please them and get credits for ourselves?
It is safe to assume if you put on a good show and you gather your own fans, maybe they will make contributions to you. Everyone wants to see their favorite star survive, after all.
I'm gonna look back down at that rat being. I don't think he's got any fans that can contribute that much.
He looks down. No, he does not. With that, there's a massive lurch in the tram car. We're getting close to the station. Okay, everybody, stand and get ready to walk. When those doors open, you have 1 hour until your weapons come online, if they are any sort of firearm or technological melee tool. Until
Question:
then, go ahead.
This is out of game.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Being a mystic, do my spells turn I know
Your
you said
your spells would work, yeah.
Okay, as he's talking, can I just sneakily cast grave words onto the little fuzzball?
What does grave words do?
It causes the corpse to start babbling. There's a 10% chance that'll actually be useful, but 90% of the time it is just useless babble.
Yeah. The train car starts to hear random babbling coming from the corpse of the little Yoski. And as it does, seems like we have some comedian on board. Either way, you have 1 hour to spread out across the sector. There are over 100 square miles for you to explore here. Don't get lost. Some friends might help you along the way. 5 years doesn't go by fast. And as it does, the train car lurches again and starts to slow. Uh, and when it comes to a whole stop, the doors rise on either side with a and what you thought would be met by blinding light as you're no longer over a mile deep within the earth, you are met by faint starlight and the sounds of birds and animals filling the night sky as you find yourself in the middle of a dense jungle in the pitch of night. Oh, by the way, we just got done terraforming the place. The wildlife hasn't settled in quite yet. Food chain's still up for grabs. Now get going. Anybody still on the car in the next minute, you'll just go with me, and we'll be disqualified. And with that, over the other 20 start bolting off into the trees with the crack of leaves and branches. What do all of you do?
Immediately, since they're both nearby, I grab both this. What'd you say your class or your race was, Garrett?
Kasatha.
I just grab the Kasatha by the back because I know he has like that little like loop of
I'm
cloth in
listening.
the.
I'm getting my food.
Absolutely, and the vest I go. I just grab you both and pull you back. It's like, you, and I'll nod to the Kasatha. Look, we're in similar lines of work. Let's keep this professional. We can all make this out of there better. You, bud. I'm gonna be honest. You look like you kick some ass, and you seem pretty good spirited as opposed to most of the other criminals around here. So, I'm bringing you with me. Everyone agree?
As long as he's not one of my bounties, I don't give a shit.
Do you need them alive, or do you care if they're dead?
A lot pays more, but they're more of a pain in the ass to get back to where I need them if they're alive. So, as long as I can bring back a few souvenirs to prove they're dead, I'll.
I pick up the dead rat guy. And I'm like, is this one of them?
DM, can I
just bite his head off. Here, we got proof.
Hey, DM, can I
Yeah?
make a check to see if that rat dude was a criminal?
Yeah. Roll a profession check.
My mouth is around his neck. Just...
I'm sorry. I just
Can
remember.
I give him advantage? Can I give him advantage since I'm also wanting to know the same
Yeah.
thing at this point?
We're both
You-
kind of like looking.
So if he is a criminal or somewhat, you could make another check to see if he did have any active bounties on him afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
That
Okay.
you would remember.
And I'm assuming I'm using my like profession skill.
Yes, profession skill.
Why is my athletics being
God, that's a natural 20.
Okay.
doubled?
The Yusoki was actually his name was Tinkerton, and he was a very wanted arsonist on Seven Worlds, burning corporate mega factories down using high-end like military grade explosives.
I'll go ahead and I'll look at him as he bites his head off. I'll go, Tinkerton, 17 different counts of arson on 7 worlds. Probably for the best.
I'm going to think back to see if there's any of my if I have any bounties that
Yeah.
were specifically related to him.
Go ahead. Make a profession check yourself.
Okay, and I would just want to make sure. So it'll be with adding the number on the far left,
Yeah, whatever the total is.
and I think I get something for being a bounty hunter.
Yes,
Correct.
yeah, I have already taken that into account.
So that's plus another 5.
No, it lowers my DC by 5. Your DC by 5.
Okay,
so it's
gotcha.
effectively a plus 5, but you don't need to add it to your dice.
Shit, that's a 19.
Okay.
Plus 4, so 23.
Doing good rolls today. Shit.
The Kasatha owned arms manufacturer known as Quadtech had a 10,000 credit bounty out for his head after his last destruction of their ammunition depot.
I'm
You
going
see him
to.
just holding his head towards you.
I'm gonna grab it. I hope whoever's watching, you can pay this bounty. I'll bring the head right to you.
All right. I think we spent enough time here. Let's get out there. Let's get in the trees.
Okay. As
Oh,
you
Jesus.
descend down into
Sprinting.
as you jump down off the tram and into the jungle, your feet hit with a as the moist ground kind of sucks at your feet. It is the pitch of night, and it's actually kind of hard to see without low light vision.
Do either of you guys have that?
I
Yep.
Okay.
Okay, so we all do.
Yeah. So as you move through with your that mottled gray sight, you weave between the branches and things. And what is your group's first order of business as you are out here?
All right, real quick, just so we're all aware. You seem like, and I'll point at. I'm sorry, your name was it Keith or Craig?
I think it's
Yeah,
Craig.
it's Craig.
That was it. You seem like the bruiser type, right?
Oh yeah, I got some big hands and I hit people.
All right, you stay in front. You, based on what you did to the body earlier, I'm assuming you're one of the more magical sorts. I'm gonna say probably best that you stick on observation and support and otherwise do what you need to do. I'm a long range fighter myself. I'll go ahead and pull out my last pistol. They aren't online yet, but get your weapons ready for just as soon as they do.
I'm gonna put a knife in one hand, an axe in another, and then in another hand I'm gonna hold my pistol. Forearms. It's really helpful.
Fair
Just
enough.
kind of clench my fists and walk forward.
Okay. As you guys move through, kind of like what speed are all of you moving at through the trees?
Probably like half speed if we wanted to do stealth, or like full speed if not. What do you guys think?
I'm thinking we're kind of moving decently fast because we know that no one's supposed to be attacking us. So we're
I'm
probably going to
also
move.
very loud.
Yeah.
I'm like splosh, splash, splash.
Let's get going while we have the advantage then.
Gotcha. So you make your way through the trees. The sounds of the jungle surround you, cawing of birds and the squawking of ape-like creatures. Seems to kind of descend upon all of you. Can I have everyone give me a perception check?
Alrighty.
Whoa! Fuck. These are brand new dice. I just pulled them out the bag, man.
0 to this. So that's
Haven't
a
used-
16.
Oh no! I critical failed.
16. Got it.
And then 19 for me.
Okay.
Hopefully no one sneaks up from behind.
Okay. As you guys are moving, you get the sense that you are being watched, or two of you do. As you look around, you can get the presence that there is a group of entities getting closer and closer from you. Seems to be about 3 creatures nearby. You're not quite sure what they are, how big they are, or exactly their location, but you do have a good sense that they are aware of you and they are approaching you. How do you proceed?
Real quick, I pull out my laser pistol and I check. I know that I'm assuming that there's some way to see when it goes online. It still isn't online yet, right?
You have about 5 minutes.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. I think we are all aware of what's going on here.
Oh yeah, I can smell them.
What are you all talking about?
Like, put my hand on top of his head and turn it in the right direction.
I'm gonna like put myself in like the front from like wherever they're heading towards us.
Mm-hmm.
Do I see about how far away they are at this point now that he's turning in the right
You
direction?
do not see them yet.
We're sensing them.
Yeah, so you guys kind of circle up and kind of like are looking out into the trees to find them. And as you do so, you start to hear like a sound like a what
Can
are
I-
all you do? Are you like guys holding? Are you moving? I want to know, like, paint the scene for
I'm
me.
gonna prepare an action.
Okay.
I'm gonna prepare specifically my spell Mind Thrust.
Okay.
I'm going to. I pull the sniper rifle off my back, do a quick check, make sure it's ticking down for 3 minutes,
Yep.
and I get
it's about
lined.
3.5 minutes at this point.
I kind of pin where they are, and I'm gonna put.
Give me another perception check to kind of try to find them again.
18.
18. As you're looking, you're being surrounded by the three of them. You're getting encircled. You get when you look through, there's a brief glimpse of something darting underneath a large fern plant, and it seems to have yellow, like almost feline-like eyes. But then they're gone in a second.
This is gonna be a little weird. I'm assuming that their plan is to attack us as soon as weapons come online, but can I try and do a sense motive check, see if that's kind of
Yeah, go
plan
ahead.
you're in?
Go ahead.
Finally rolling a little bit lower, but 11 plus 5, so 16.
16. Okay. You're getting a sense. This doesn't feel like the way that you see. Doesn't feel as common as like maybe like a gang would circle its target like in the inner city. It's almost like you're being hunted. Anyone else want to attempt anything? Yeah, about 3
I'm
minutes
gonna-
until weapons come online.
If anyone's out there, you better not try anything, because I can end you before guns even come online.
That you hear another like it's a bit closer this time, and you can hear it resonating within the trees. There's definitely 3 entities out there.
If I hear it, like, how close are we talking?
They're within 30 feet of you.
I sprint at the bush and just do like a spear tackle, not knowing what I'm going to be tackling into.
Give me a perception check to try to pinpoint one as you go there to actually like hit one of them.
That's a 13.
13. Okay. I'm gonna.
Ooh,
okay. So as you do,
buddy.
you burst through the underbrush, and you like, are you trying to wrap them up or like shoulder check them?
I want to wrap him up. I want to do a takedown.
As you like jump on top of it, you wrestle it, and there is a sound that comes from it, and you find like claws scraping at your shoulders and up at your neck, trying to like wrestle itself free. In your arms, it's this weird green and yellow skinned, like almost like a reptile. It has like the head that mixes like that of a cat and a snake, a pouch underneath its throat that as it shakes you get the sound.
Oh.
And it has a forked tail like that ends in 2 little prongs, kind of like that of like an insect, almost like a dragonfly's. As it tries to claw at all of you. With that, can I have everyone roll initiative real quick?
Yeah. Do it.
Oh, baby. Sorry, guys.
Are you ready?
I heard a sound and recognized it as a threat. Oh, my initiative bonus is 0.
Oh.
So is mine.
Okay.
Ew.
What'd you
Don't worry,
guys-
Dex isn't a good stat.
What'd you guys get?
6.
6.
And
10.
12.
Oh, well.
oh fuck.
We will do this in group turns then.
Yeah, let's
'Cause your
go.
group lost.
Yeah, I figured.
Okay. As you tackle your way out of the tackle that one through the underbrush, other sounds like these creatures dart from underneath. They're no bigger than that of a large dog. One of them jumps out and tries to tackle at our. I can't pronounce the alien's name. Like, I forget your name, Garrett.
Just call me Zach.
Zach. As it pounces at Zach, you did have a prepared action, your Mind Thrust spell. Go ahead and do that. How does that work?
Well, it depends. If it has an intelligence, it depends on whether or not it has an intelligence score. If it does
It has
not,
an
then it doesn't.
intelligence of -4. Or that's its
Okay, that's
modifier,
fine.
So
In that case, it must make a will saving.
will saving throw. Got it. That's a 10. Means it probably fails.
I have no clue how spells work.
I can pull them up. I actually have most of the books on Roll20 as well, it turns out. It deals 2d10 damage to the target.
I know, but I don't know how to tell whether or not it passed or failed.
I failed because I rolled a 10. Spell
Yeah.
save DC is 10 plus spell level plus your wisdom.
Oh shit! Yeah, you
Yep.
failed.
The base is
It'll
10.
take. Fuck, that's bad. 5 psychic damage.
5 psychic damage. Okay.
Hey, man. Every bit of damage matters.
And as it does, it misses its jump at you. And kind of like its body cuts off between you and the other two. As it positions itself and wheels around and starts to like kind of hiss. It has a hiss. It's like
As
at
it
the
does
same
that, I'm
time.
just gonna bad kitty.
Okay. The other one is jumping out at wow, I forgot your name too, officer.
Lieutenant
Davis.
Davis.
Davis, Zach, Craig. Got it.
Very alien names.
Yes.
I stole the name immediately from something I watched recently. I
16.
feel bad.
16. Does that hit you?
Sorry, I'm trying to remember how armor class
It'd be
works around
kinetic
here.
armor class.
Yeah, that'll hit.
Okay.
And it hits stamina first and
Stamina
then health.
first, then health. You
If only
take
I had stayed next to you.
4 damage as it jumps out. You have to kind of like careen back, and you trip and kind of twist your ankle a little bit before getting back to your feet. Once again, that one's hissing at you too. Those two are now cutting you two off from your Vesk friend. The last one is going to use if its acrobatics skill to try to weasel out. So give me an athletics skill to hold on to it while
You
I
got it.
roll acrobatics to let it get out. I got a 17.
I got a 19.
Okay. So it cannot escape your grasp.
Why, you little?
Then, since we're just in 2 groups right now, however you guys want to do it, whoever wants to go can go.
I'm gonna punch the shit out of this thing.
Okay.
So I can go first if that.
He knows what he wants to do. A man of many actions.
Oh, it's a nat 20!
I forget how nat 20s work, but I don't know.
Normally it's double
damage.
dice.
You get double your
but-
dice, and then if you have a crit effect on your weapon, you get that as well.
I do not have a crit effect, but it is gonna be a total of 2 plus 2 is 4 plus 6, 10 damage. As I just.
Okay. As you do, because you're wearing like armored gloves almost, right?
Actually, no.
Oh,
I mean, it's just
sure.
part of. If I have heavy armor, my fists
gotcha,
just do
gotcha.
that.
Okay.
And I actually have claws that have like special effects and shit, but that's not really applicable here.
So as you like punch it, you like also use your claw and you just like kind of rip at its face, and it cuts open that sack, and these little like stones start falling out of its pouch that are making that rattling sound. It hisses out and like scrambles wildly trying to get free. What else are we doing?
I'm gonna.
Yeah. Sorry, go
sorry.
ahead. That's my turn.
Oh,
I'm gonna look at Lieutenant Davis. Since I have one hand open and I have one hand on my axe, I'm going to grab it with the hand that's across from it and just yell, "Batter up!"
Okay. Roll to hit. If you're attacking the cat snake. The cattle snake.
while he's doing that, do these things seem sentient?
No.
Okay. We're getting attacked by wolves.
Why? Yeah, we're being attacked by wolves.
And what is it to hit? And like, what do I add to hit?
It
Your-
should be up at the top.
You should
there.
have it in there.
It should be specifically
Your melee
Um,
attack bonus.
Yeah,
And where? I don't see it anywhere.
First page, right hand side. Be all your attack.
Oh, melee
bonuses.
attack. Gotcha.
Melee attack.
Here we go. 13.
13 will hit them, and then you get to use the weapon's damage roll.
And that would be so a D4 plus the
Plus your
strength.
strength. Yep.
2 plus my strength modifier. So 4 total.
4 total. Okay. As you like swing at it, you give it a gash like across its snout, and it hisses back and like swipes its claws at you. We have one more person to go.
all right. This one in front of me, if these things don't seem sentient, I sling my sniper back over my shoulder since that ain't coming online in time. I whip out a tactical survival knife, and I'm going to go ahead and go, let's do this. And I'm going to dive in. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take a full action to attack it twice.
Okay.
So that'll be a
Gotcha.
-4.
-4 to hit with both.
No. That is an 8 to hit.
No.
One, I kind of go over its head. It's kind of hissing at me. I'm a little startled, but I'm going to go again. Hopefully that's a little bit better. 17 total.
Yes.
That'll be 2 points of slashing damage. As I get
Okay.
one over its head, it dodges out of the way, and then I come back up. Manage to kind of get it
Gotcha.
across the face.
Okay. So as you do so, the creatures recoil, and they are going to try to attack all of you again. That one's going to first try to claw its way out, reach up. It's like trying to snap and claw at Craig, but since it is grappled, it does have a -4 to this hit.
Ooh.
Which, yeah, that's going to be a no. No on that, unless you get hit by a total of 8.
Nah.
The other ones are also going to be doing an attack. 17 to hit Zach for 3 damage. As it rushes at you, it bites at your ankles, and you have to shake it off. Its teeth didn't quite penetrate your hide, like the leather of your boots, but the force behind it was, if you take it enough times, enough to possibly crush some bone.
Son
And
of.
then finally, that is a 12 against officer.
Sorry, bud.
Okay. You're able to kind of like duck and weave as it like jumps and like lashes at you. The sounds of the forest grow like louder around you. You still have about 2 minutes until your weapons come online as you're dancing around with these wolves, aware that the longer this fight goes on, the more attention is going to draw from the entire jungle.
Yeah.
It is your guys' turn, though.
I mean, I guess I'll just punch this motherfucker again, no?
Mm-hmm.
How's he looking, by the way? That's a
Bad.
17 to hit.
Bloodied, actually, for you.
Alrighty. That is going to be... That's a max on the dice. That's another 10 damage.
Okay. That one, like, as you're struggling with it, it starts to scream, like, it, like, pauses for a moment, and kind of, like, sniffs, but then it squirms more, but you take that moment to give it just another, like, kind of, like, punch and, like, twist, and you snap the snake cat creature's neck, and you just, like, kind of open your arms and, like, roll it off of you.
I guess then I'll use my movement to approach. Which one of you looks shittier?
What did you take, Garrett?
I don't think he ever told me.
4. 3.
4?
3.
3. I think we're
3,
both
2.
about the same.
Your
And that goes again-
stamina first.
Yeah, stamina first.
Mhm.
That's what I thought.
I'll run over to you both, and then I think I'll stand next to, I guess, I'll stand next to, say, Davis.
Okay.
So I killed that one. I didn't realize there were two others that were gonna get you.
All good, soldier. Let's go. And then Davis will start diving in on it.
Okay. Go ahead.
Full attack. Let's do this.
Yeah.
That's a miss. That's a hit.
Okay.
I'm assuming the exact same rolls as last time hit. One of them will hit.
Okay. Gotcha.
Same. I just rolled the same exact thing. 2 more damage.
Okay. And our last person this turn.
I'm gonna take the axe, and this time, since it's more on the ground, I'm gonna yell 4.
Okay.
Yeah, that's not gonna hit. 10.
There's only two. There's only two of them. I don't know where you're saying
10 will
four.
not hit. Okay. So, let me turn to this. My notes. Where are my notes at? Okay, as you do, missed that one. The creatures, these ones, also like sniff the air, and then with a little like, bolt off into the underbrush.
May I make an attack of opportunity?
Yes, you may.
Oh,
May
shit.
I as well?
Mm-hmm.
I'm good.
All right. I'm actually with you here. If this one is gonna just run off, it may not be worth it to keep attacking.
19.
Okay. 19. Yeah, you hit that one. You kind of like are able to hit it in the backside as it turns. Go ahead and roll your damage.
6.
6. You actually give it a good blow to its hip, and it starts hobbling off.
Hmm.
And when it does so,
And never come back.
as you say that, the loud crash, a giant purple foot steps down onto the creature, and a almost scythe-like appendage slashes down through the trees and into its carcass to pick it up off the ground.
How
Emerging from the
big-
underbrush, as it takes the cat snake creature's head in its mouth and rips it from its massive like insectoid claw, is the head of like a 6-eyed T-Rex. As it bites down and rips the flesh from bone, it starts to sniff around, and it kind of looks at all of you and gives a little like
Whoa,
Greg is
Rexy.
not moving an inch. He's not even breathing. Just
Does it seem that it's like appeased at the moment with its catch?
you're about to see.
I'm going to take the
Can-
head that I have that I've been holding on to, and I'm going to throw it up towards it.
Okay, as you do, it kind of hits it in the snout, and it goes and starts to run directly at you guys.
God damn it!
What do
a
you
quick
do?
Check. What's the check
Run.
on our weapons?
I'm running on, right?
You still have a minute left.
Run. Let's go.
Okay. As you all start running, we're going to enter a little chase sequence.
All right.
Okay. Your goal, this thing is a very large creature. You either need to try to outrun it using the terrain to your advantage or find a way to hide or get into a place where it cannot, get to you. Otherwise, we will enter combat with this creature. I need to remember the name of this creature. It is NYSSH. Yeah. The Nishhalora. Okay.
Question: how fast is this thing moving behind?
It is technically faster than you in an open field. I am going to post a picture of it in chat so you can see in the game thread. Yeah.
Nope. Fuck that. No.
Oh, I'm sorry. You said in the game chat.
In Discord, In the top right,
Yeah.
if you have this full screen, there is a
Oh,
yeah. You get channels in these video chats.
yeah. I'm just not seeing it.
Okay.
Neither am I.
On your screen, in the
Yep.
top right,
Oh, I see it.
you should have a little message icon.
Oh, fuck that.
Well, that looks like a problem.
Mm-hmm.
We got her.
1 sec. Let me close my door. I didn't realize it was open. Okay. So as you all start sprinting, you come up and let's see. Let's go with Craig. I need you to give me a acrobatics or athletics check or some other check if you can think of a reason and explain what you're trying to do as you run through the underbrush. It could even be a perception check to try to find something, whatever you can think of.
Can I do a survival check
Yeah.
to see if I can, like, looking at the terrain, like the natural environment, see if I can locate an area where we might be able to find, like, a cave or crevice that it wouldn't be able to reach?
Yeah, go ahead.
Maybe
and
not
give me
on
that
my turn, but
give
for
me
someone
that
else.
survival check.
I'm good. I've got a rank in this. Okay, that's a 13.
A 13. Okay. In the distance, you can hear the sound of running water coming from downhill. You think, okay, maybe there is some like cave built into or overhang from the hills, something to get your way out, or maybe even just a larger tree to climb near the running water source. And you motion for your team to follow you that way. As you do, though, I need you to roll me a d20 to see how if there's a good or bad thing happen to the next person. What's that?
It's a 1.
Okay.
I'm so sorry for whoever's following me.
All good,
That's
buddy.
going to be the officer.
Yep.
Oh no.
Oh!
So the office, as you turn,
Maybe
to
1 is
follow
good and 20
Craig,
is bad.
you trip and fall.
All right.
What do you do as the creature is now getting to you as you kind of back crawl your way out?
As I trip and fall, this is like battlefield tactics. I am ready, and with my really good acrobatics, I'm gonna try and just kind of tumble and keep running through it.
Okay, gotcha. Go ahead, give me that acrobatics check.
Not a great roll, but +8. God, my
Million.
sense of math.
It's
13.
like 200.
So what was
13.
that? 13.
Thir-
Okay. So it's not very good with the muddy ground and the massive roots of the jungle. Instead of a roll, you kind of have to clamber back up, and the creature starts gaining on you ever so slightly. It lashes out with one of its claws at you, barely missing.
Like,
Okay, so as it does that, it roars out, and I need you to roll me a d20 as well.
I believe in you.
20! Let's go!
Okay. So as you guys are running, Zach, you're able to help the officer get back up his feet and catch up. And quickly you're able to duck under a large branch and keep following Craig. The large branch stops the creature's pursuit for a time as he crashes into it, and then has to go around the tree. As the branch does not break, it holds firm, even if it cracks ever so slightly. What do you do on your turn? Because this is also kind of acting as like a group skill check.
Do I have to do a skill check, or if I have something else I could possibly
What do you want to
can I
do?
try
What
that?
do you want to do?
I want to cast the spell Gloom Mode.
Okay, what does that do?
It'll create a ball of light. Let me pull up exactly how it's worded. The moat creates a dim light in a 5-foot radius. It also lowers the light level within 20 feet of it by 1 step down to dim.
Okay.
And then I can move it around. So I want to cast it like 10 feet off to its right.
Okay, what's your goal with with it? Just so I
to to basically get it to stop looking at us for a minute and slow it down so we can get the fuck out of there.
Gotcha. Yeah. Go ahead. Um, roll a spell check with that. So that would be like the spell level plus your spell casting ability. Roll that for your bonus to see how effective this is as a distraction.
So 10 plus those two.
It's a D20 plus that for your bonus because it's not a DC.
Oh yeah, you're right. And holy fuck, that's not good.
Okay.
That would be a 7.
Oh, oof. Yeah, it's not very good. It does not seem very interested in the little mote of light. But go ahead and roll me a d20 to see if this thing is impeded or, good as it chases you guys through.
You see Craig start like walking towards the ball, like, "Oh, what's that?" And you have to like grab him.
I'm glad I could balance out 10.
Wow.
Okay, that is neutral. It's just going to keep going. So this creature tries to close in the gap using its massive weight to just barrel things out of the way. Which it succeeds in doing so. It just crashes through trees and stuff to catch you. When it succeeds, it counts as a fail for you guys. Okay?
Oh no!
It is essentially 5 successes before 5 failures.
We're at 3 fails, aren't we?
We're at 2. Because one of them was evened out.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah. Okay. Back at the top. I gotta roll for it. 14. Okay, that's neutral, so no bad or good. Okay, so you think you
Okay.
have an idea on where you're running to, but it is still dark, low light vision. Everything's just mottled grays to you. As you are running, what do you do?
I think like I know my eyes aren't the best. I'm gonna say, they should look for a cave or something. I'm gonna try to distract it with a tree, and I'm gonna try to like just like grab a tree and like shove it just as like to try to make a slight gap.
Go ahead. Yeah. So you find like a dead, the remains
A
of
dead
a
one
dead
because
a
I
dead
can't
tree
uproot a
in
tree.
in your path. Go ahead and give me an athletics check to like push it over.
Oh baby. Ooh, 22.
Okay. So you let your other pair run by you, and you wait, and at just the right moment, you're able to get the tree to crack and give, and it falls over and it hits the large reptilian in the face, causing it to be stunned, and it backpedals a little bit as it shakes off the splinters from its face. And you
Hell
keep
yeah
running.
for the pilot's done.
Yeah. Go ahead and roll that d20.
5.
Okay.
I'm sorry, Gavin.
Okay.
It's alright.
As the path starts to descend downhill, you know you're getting closer to whatever it is Craig was hearing. But I need you before anything else to give me an acrobatics check to not slip and fall in the mud and slide down the hill.
Damn it.
No, no.
I have a +8. That makes it a 9.
Can I use? That's not how it works. But I have the bodyguard ability, which can add 2 to armor. Can I add 2 to
Sorry.
the acrobatics?
Sorry.
Nah, I'm gonna start tumbling.
Okay. So I'm assuming you failed. You rolled bad.
I rolled a nat 1 plus
Oh.
8.
Yeah, so that's bad. As you slip and fall, your boots get caught in some of the roots and vine on the forest floor, and you kind of like swings you around. And yeah, it takes you a while to get none done. Do you leave the boot there, or do you try to get your boot out with it?
I would like to try and get my boot out, and I'd
Mhm.
like to do this. I do have an item that might help me.
Okay.
I have a length of 40 feet worth of cable.
Okay.
I'm just going to quick look, find anything that seems more solid than my own self, and just quick grab and just pull against it.
Gotcha. Yeah, you just grasp at some of the other like roots and stuff and start like to pull to try to like leverage yourself out.
Yeah.
Go ahead and give me an athletics check to pull yourself out with your
Big
boot.
muscles.
Natural 20!
Okay.
This is a wild chase.
This dice is fucked, man.
You get out with your boots intact. Not having to run in your socks is probably good.
Oh yeah.
And right as the large reptilian's head crashes down where it was trying to grab you by the leg, now what do you do? Because now we're just to your turn
Yeah.
then.
I'm gonna real quick take a look at my holster. Timer
Mhm.
says what?
About 30 seconds.
30 seconds.
hmm
I'm going to. I would like to do a survival check because
Okay.
if I and my wiry ass self just managed to like slide myself down this hill, I'd like to see if there's a way I could get him like position him so that he is just as likely to slide as I am.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Go ahead and give me that survival check.
Weird flex, but okay.
Is that bad or good?
That's a 1.
Bad. Okay.
Burn your dice.
Dude, these dice are fucking either natty 20s or natty 1s. I have no control.
Bro, you gotta get these gourmet dice. They're like hollow on the
Oh, yeah.
inside.
But you know what?
As-
Fuck it. Give me a
As
minute.
you're running and looking around, and you look back to your gun to see if you have time, you just get hit in the back as it whips its tail around and sends you
Oh.
flying down the hill.
Like I just got up. Nice, bitch.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna go get different dice, man. What the fuck?
Okay, Zach, what do you do?
Shit. I'm supposed to roll, aren't I?
Yeah.
17.
Okay, that's actually a good thing. You are going to get an extra +5 to your roll on this.
Yo.
As you're able to go, you're able to quickly with the timers of your weapons are out now as well. They're down to 0.
I am immediately. And you said it has how many eyes?
It's like 6 eyes.
3 on each side?
Well, 8 eyes, I guess. Yeah, 4 on each side.
I am going to attempt to shoot directly at its eyes. I know that'll probably give me disadvantage,
Okay,
but I'm going to attempt to shoot it
Just-
in
yeah,
the
just roll.
eyes to partially blind it.
just roll. Roll that attack, and you have an extra +5 on this.
Wait, what is he doing?
Shooting
Your
its
timers
eyes.
are out now, and he's going to try to shoot it at the in the eye.
16.
16. The shot glances off its face. It just roars out and starts chasing after you. Okay. With that though, it lunges out.
My dice roll.
Oh, go ahead.
17.
17. Okay. That's the good for you guys, bad for it. Well, actually, technically, it'd be good for it because that's how that rule works. Okay.
Yeah.
So, the creature, as the blow glances off of its face, it just roars out and just starts sprinting down the hillside at you. Its claws digging deep into the mud. It tries to just once again barrel forward, but as it slips and slides on the mud and stuff, it has to try to use its massive claws and like scythe and tails to find some of the rocky outcroppings that it can grab onto or thicker vines. It'll be a survival check for it.
By the way, Luke.
It does not pass though.
I can't
It's
even
censored.
see it, Gavin.
As it
Those are pretty.
slips and falls and slides. As it does, it like snaps
Yo.
out as it slides past all of you and hits into one of the large trees. It is now technically ahead of you guys, but it's laying on its side. And oh gosh. You are barreling right towards its open mouth, sir. up in the top right as it lurches out with it. You can feel its breath. What do you do to avoid its mouth?
I think because it's on its side right now, and me and my buddies are all barreling towards it. I think I'm going to try to, since I have a shield, wedge it into its mouth as my friends run over it and me, and then like break off after and keep
Okay.
up with them. Is the goal, the plan, the hope,
Gotcha.
the dream.
Go ahead and roll me like a attack roll, like a melee attack roll with it.
You got it.
If you roll high enough, you keep the shield. If you can still succeed, but you might lose the shield, and then there's a failure, and it might bite your arm.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah. Okay. That's a dirty 20.
Okay. So yeah,
15
you're
plus
you're
5.
able you're able to do so. You wedge your shield in, and quickly like tie a piece of cord to it. And as everyone gets by, you just yank the cord as you run, and the shield is just sliding past you. You just kind of reel it in as you're running. Go ahead.
Okay,
give me that
jump
D20
on it as we're
roll.
sliding down.
Okay, Legolas.
No, I do not have a good dex. I do not want to do that.
Go ahead and roll that
Oh.
D20 to see if good or bad.
That's a 15.
That's
I
a
didn't
neutral.
roll below
There you
5.
Okay, officer.
If that's the case, as we go over it,
Mhm.
just before we get off, not realizing yet that the guns are now available, he's gonna quick pull out the tactical knife, and as he does, he's going to go for the eye that is top side for us. So as we
Okay.
like run over it,
Gotcha.
hopefully make this meal not quite what it's cracked up to be.
hmm
19.
19. Okay. So you stab your knife in its like the uppermost eye on its right side of its skull,
Yep.
and it lets out like a roar. It's kind of like muffled because it can't move its jaw due to the shield. And you keep on running as you pull your knife out and go. Actually, roll me a is sleight of hand one of the skills?
Sleight of hand is a skill. Yeah.
Okay. You didn't quite meet to keep your knife as you're running, so I want you to roll me that to see if you pull the knife out safely.
Do I have sleight of hand training? I do not. So I get a 0 to that, I assume.
Yeah, it'll just be the roll.
Damn. I will be losing my knife in its eye socket
Okay.
with that
The
natural one.
The knife
doesn't
will
matter
stick
what
into the
dice I have.
eye socket as you go. We will now have a recurring enemy with a scar from previous battles.
Yeah. Unless we kill it now.
Mm-hmm. You want to know how much health it has?
No.
Okay.
I would like my dagger back.
I will be targeting gear as well as part of this too, because survival part.
Yeah, that's
Makes sense.
So don't get attached to any gear.
That's to be expected. Don't name your weapons.
Yes. Okay.
But I already named my hand Doug. I need it.
Target the hand. Got it.
No.
Gorb. I'm gonna
Zahanda!
gorb you.
No, don't gorb me. Not again.
Gorb you. Okay.
Oh, and then I need to
Roll
roll
another
the
d20. Actually, that's your 5th success.
hype.
Okay.
Oh.
So
Oh,
As
I
you
wanted to
do-
do something.
as you do, it gets up. It starts to get up. It starts using its little claws. It's scraping at its eyes as it turns and like walks back up the hill as you put more and more distance between it. You are able to find the small stream. Yes.
I was gonna ask, since I was following behind Lieutenant,
Mm-hmm.
literally the one thing I was going to do, and I want to kind of know if I can still just kind of do this because it's
Mhm.
an as I go thing. As I see him leave the dagger behind, I just want to stomp it farther into its eye socket.
Okay,
Just
yeah.
the disrespect.
Yeah,
The
you do.
disrespect.
Yeah, you'll just do that because you've already succeeded. You like
Yeah.
stepped on it by accident, and that's like why you lost it, officer.
Oh,
Because
I
like
see.
because you have to like let go because you're scrambling over his footsteps it and he wails out.
Yeah.
As the Nishalora stands up, it follows you for a bit. It then clawing at its right eye the entire time. It swerves and just delves deep into the jungle, off to the south. Uh, Eventually, you guys find your way to a small creek running underneath a large, carved out hillside. Your back's pressed up against the mud and clay. You wait for the sounds of its stomping to like die out over time. You wait probably about 10 minutes before you know it's safe to move. But you're pretty safe. You're pretty sure that it's going to leave you be, at least for now. And over an
Lieutenant,
hour has passed.
Lieutenant,
Yeah.
I'm gonna pull out my tactical knife, which is essentially identical to yours. You're pretty good with those. Why don't you hold on to mine?
I'll catch it. Much appreciated. Put it
Well-
into the sheath.
Well, if you're gonna loosen up, here you can have my knife, and I hand you a long sword.
I don't have training with that big of weaponry, bud.
Oh, okay. And I sheath it again.
I feel like it may not be the last we've seen of that one.
I don't think we'll ever see him again.
Maybe we'll find a beach one day and see it again on the beach.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah. If we're at a stream, Davis is gonna like walk up, keep eyes out, and I'm just gonna quick start wiping some of this mud off of my back.
It'll just make
Oh.
sure you're not drinking any of that water. You don't know how good that water is. Don't want anyone getting dysentery.
as you say that, you see Craig's head is already like under the water, just like.
Son of a bitch, he's gonna die.
Craig,
Yeah.
go ahead and roll me a fortitude save.
Hell
Fucking
yeah.
shit.
Hell yeah. I'm really good at these actually. That's a 17.
Okay. The water turns out to be safe to drink, but after the mud and stuff is washing off you, that might have been the only safe drink to take at the moment without purifying this water.
The
Okay.
water's good, guys.
So I have put in the chat an image. That is the
Yep.
map of this sector.
Ooh.
Okay. So
Ooh.
you guys are in this jungle, kind of like bottom right, somewhere in
Alright.
between this pit and the mountains.
Gotcha.
Okay.
And do
Real
we see this in like our 8 heads up display?
No, this is just out of player stuff. You would
Okay.
need to find a place with a interface for your pick in order to try to get a map.
Real quick,
Mhm.
can I use my survival to try and confirm which way is north?
Yes.
Oh, can you guys still hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My Discord just closed out on me,
Weird.
so you guys can hear me, but I can't
I
see
can see you too.
nothing. There
I
we go.
can smell
Good.
you.
Very good. Very good, people.
Perfect.
I can smell you.
Okay. So go ahead. And roll us.
16 plus.
Yes, you'd be able to tell which way is north, east, south, and west. But northwest still eludes you.
Fair enough. I guess that's partially like, well, the spire's probably that way. I'm assuming that way is north. We're on the bottom of this particular hexagonal shape. What are you boys thinking?
What else do you see? Do you see any big structures, any buildings, any such shit?
Do we see the spire?
No, but not through the canopy.
Are there any? Oh, I'm gonna just like start climbing one of the biggest trees I can find.
Okay.
Careful, careful, Jesus Christ.
As you climb one of the massive jungle trees, I want you to give me another survival check to kind of get a lay of the land.
You got it. That is 12.
Okay. So, as you get above the canopy, you can see the spire like northwest north, and you can see directly to the northeast of you is a large trio of mountains.
Hmm.
Puts you
I
kind
will.
of in
Yeah.
another area.
I'll
However,
sort
you
of
can also
scamper down a
see.
chair.
Give me a perception check before you head down, though.
2.
2. Okay.
Wait, plus 0. 2.
2. Got it. Okay. Thank you.
God damn it.
Can't all be winners.
As you are climbing down the tree, you all do realize you also haven't eaten in the last 24 hours either. You lack shelter, food, and clean water at the moment, but you do have weapons and some armor that they allowed you to bring in.
Mm.
What is your guys' next move?
Does it look like there is a nearby? Here's the thing. We got the water may not be the cleanest, but we can probably make something work. We got some options.
You'd be able to
Food.
tell. Oh, by the way, just for some of those, the spire, it's massive, so you can still see it. But considering the size of this, it's about 300 miles across. I'm still debating on sizes, so that is subject to change. Because I said 1,000 at the first, I'm like, that's way too big.
Yeah.
So about 300 miles all the way across. It's at least 100 miles to that spire.
Yeah.
The mountains is probably like 30 miles away, which would still be on foot through the jungle a few days.
Well, we can figure out some water here.
Time.
Can I do a survival check to see if I can see any like animals in my direct vicinity that I can quick kill for food?
I'll tell you, at the moment, with that creature still around, the animals are laying low.
Yeah.
Mm.
We should probably find shelter first. Keep ourselves protected at least until that thing does go away.
Well, I mean, we could head towards the mountains, but that's a while.
You could use
Yeah,
some
and we don't
gravel.
know when next time we're gonna find any source of water, let alone clean water is.
We could
Might as
follow
well stay. What are you thinking?
We could follow the river north.
Yeah, but that's what everyone else
See
is
if
gonna
the
be
stream
doing too. We
connects to
might
a
run
larger
into
river.
people.
That
Do
is
we
a
want
good
to
point.
risk running into others?
Well, we're supposed to kill them, right?
Well, not necessarily, but they will likely be trying to kill us, and some of them are criminals, and I'm all right with killing them.
You do know what this game is, right? You're supposed to kill everybody, I thought.
The idea is survival first. If you don't live, you don't get nothing. Killing is
Okay.
second to increase your odds.
I
Well-
have. Which way is the water flowing?
North.
It's flowing towards the spire.
Mhm.
I am going to take a piece of my cloth.
Oh, baby.
Now, this is a
Like
very
a-
small stream. It's not that river you see in the picture, by the way.
Okay, so it's only a.
It is an unmapped stream. Those are major
Yeah.
rivers. That would be like dozens, if not hundreds of feet wide. This is a creek through the woods that you found.
Well, we
What are
could
the
always
chances?
try. We could always try and try to look at fishing. Fishing generally doesn't. Fish generally don't contain too many toxins or too much bad shit that'll kill us.
I got some ways that we could set up some traps for food, but yeah, let's figure out food first. What do you think, Big Man?
Craig is gonna walk over near the river that he was just in and just start scanning for fish.
As you wade into it, it goes up to your ankles, and you don't see any fish.
But
Might be a bit shallow for fish.
What about frogs?
I just stick my hand in the mud in case there's one that just happens to be there.
Like a ninja, you quickly grasp like a small crayfish hidden under the mud.
Oh shit!
It's about the size of your index finger.
I'm going to take it from him. Can I?
Okay.
I'm going to immediately just rip off its head, peel back the shell, and just throw the meat in my mouth.
Give me a fortitude save.
You didn't eat the vitamin bit. You gotta eat the skin.
The android
said-
it's like
You said a fortitude?
Fortitude.
14.
Okay, 14. Okay, it's chewy and kind of slimy. But it does go down. It is not the most tasty crayfish that you've ever had, though.
Add
You know-
better.
We could make a fire and cook some of this shit.
With what pot?
you don't need a pot to cook shit. What the fuck is wrong with you people?
Have you never heard of boiling crawdads?
Yeah, you don't got it. Oh dear lord. Give me a minute.
I don't got my lemon, my pepper. Come on.
As you
I'm
guys
gonna-
are arguing, you hear a roar echo over the canopy, and like hundreds of birds just like.
I'm going to aim up at one of the birds if there's any directly above us and shoot.
Okay.
Oh.
Give me an attack roll.
What weapon are you firing?
A pistol.
I shoot my like ice cannon and just like obliterate the bird.
Let's see, and it's ranged, so 16.
Okay. Okay, as you shoot, it goes. And a bird that looks like kind of like a very large pigeon, but with a tooth with like almost like raptor-like teeth in its beak that curve backwards into it, and 3 eyes, like center and one in each side, falls to the ground, with a bullet hole in like right under its neck.
Craig runs after it like a retriever and like picks it up. Like, we got it!
All I can imagine is a
Exactly.
duck hunt.
Well, as much fun as it is, we should probably get the fuck away from the giant T-Rex.
Well, he ain't coming back for us. We've already made it proof to ourselves that we aren't exactly worth the fight. But I think we should be finding shelter for anybody else that might be coming this way.
True.
You mentioned there are some rocky outcroppings. Could I do a check and see if there's any good spot to kind of like settle down that'll give us more of a tactical advantage?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, go ahead.
17 plus 6.
Okay. So
23.
on the top of the hill, you're able to find a pretty solid base. It's not as damp. It's a bit drier, but what's great is the closeness that some of these larger trees that have grown here provides kind of like a natural barrier, which would cut off a lot of the sight that a flame or smoke would give off to help kind of conceal your camp a bit better.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
All right, boys. What do you think of this spot?
Seems good as any.
All right. I'll go ahead and pull out my laser pistol. Kind of give it a quick spin. Let's get some kindling. It'll need to be dry, so be careful.
I'm going to look for firewood.
Okay.
Gannon, can I join you in Secret Stinky?
Yes, I can do that real quick.
Oh,
Thank you.
Oh,
being super stinky, bruv.
a player initiated.
Okay. What's up?
As I'm gathering, as they start to walk off, I'm eventually going to also start grabbing kindling. But I would like to do bounty research on these two.
Gotcha. Go ahead and roll that profession check.
And do you want me to do one for each, or just both
Just
of
give
the
me
same one?
just give me one. Just give me one and like DM it to me. But I honestly don't know because I don't really have backstories, so I will have to get back to you.
Fair enough. and I will send you that in just a second. Okay.
Gotcha.
Law officer.
That's smart.
There we are.
Okay.
All right. Well, in that case, you look for firewood, and I'll point over at our four-armed friend, and I'll. You know how to clean that, I assume.
Been doing this kind of shit my whole life.
Camera's not on, by the way.
Yeah.
Because it turns off whenever you switch.
Yeah.
My bad. Just give me a second.
Yep. No problem. And while they're doing that, I was like, all right. And I'm gonna go ahead and keep watch then, and I'm going to look for a good perch to kind of keep an eye on as much as I can with my sniper scope.
Gotcha. Okay. So, as you keep watch, the other two find firewood and other supplies to get going. Sorry. Can I have you, officer, give me a perception check? Keep an eye out for bad things.
Dad.
Dad,
Dad.
you wake the bear.
16 total.
Okay. So, as you're keeping watch, it's all pretty good. They're gone for about 20 minutes searching through things. You raise your rifle once as you see what appears to be kind of like a large wolf-like creature with a glowing chest cavity approaching your Vesk companion, kind of like on its haunches, crouched down. You can see through the trees. But then it just kind of lifts its head up and rushes off. And you see the large T-Rex-like creature moving around as well, kind of searching. However, the Vesk friend also notices it. It crouches down underneath and kind of hides in the foliage. It is able to pass on. Over time, you are all back at your camp, safe and sound. You start a small fire, and you're able to also find some edible-looking mushrooms, tubers, wild berries. Very scarce, but that mixed with the bird that you've shot will make a good enough meal to keep you going for the night at least.
Well, it seems like we've made ourselves a pretty solid first night. They would say the first one's the hardest. The only one harder than the first one is the next one. And the next
And the
one.
next one.
But-
So, you.
Wait, but wouldn't that make this the softest?
I'm glad you're figuring it out.
So you, Lieutenant Davis, is it?
Yep, Lieutenant
me,
Thatcher Davis.
Tell me, where'd you serve?
I served in the Outer Ring. They kind of had me going in different places. I didn't see too much action. More of a survival missions, search and rescue operations, a little bit of
Specialties?
reconnaissance. Mostly things that later led into my law-abiding career.
And you, Craig, is it?
Yeah.
You seem to be pretty good with them fists.
Thanks. I try.
Where'd you learn how to do that?
Well, I was looking for a job, and a guy said, "Hey, come stand next to me. Make sure no one attacks me." And then someone tried to attack him, and I just went, "What?" And then, he said I did a good job.
What was his name?
Think it was Joe.
Joe.
I think, yeah.
Joe
Do you got fuck you. Does he got a last name?
No, I don't think so. He just said his name was Joe.
Can you give me some details, race? I'm just trying to figure you out.
Yeah, he was a guy, kind of like one of the little fleshy ones with the fingers and ears, you know.
Human?
Yeah, one of them.
Oh shit, I hate those things.
Yeah, they're real weird. But yeah, I mean that's it really.
What line of business was this Joe in?
I'm not really sure. He said not to ask, so I didn't.
Can I go through my database and see if I can find any humans named Joe on my
Human
bounty
named
list?
Joe.
Now, do you actually get to carry a database with you, or is like, what do you mean by that?
I don't know, because it just says that I can. Here, let
Because
me
you don't
pull
have
up
a personal.
exact.
I don't think you have a personal computer on you to check, so you'd have to go off your own memory.
Here, let me pull up what it says for
Is this your
bounty
theme
hunter.
knowledge?
Yeah,
Okay,
because
that reduces the DC, but to check like the galactic network, you would need to access a computer.
yeah, I'm sort. Okay, that makes more sense.
So like, Joe is one of the most common human names there is. So at the moment, without any
Next only to
further
Craig.
details, you would not be able to narrow it down to anybody that you're familiar with.
I'm literally like, this could be 100 Joes that I have that I've seen in
Mhm.
that fucking database at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Well, in the end, it doesn't matter too much. I think it's best that we stick together, and even if one or both of you do happen to be criminals, well, I ain't expecting to catch every single one of them here.
Well, some of them you catch, some of them you kill, some of them kill you. That's kind of the way of the world, isn't it?
You have a lot of guys that kill you.
A lot to try, not a lot to succeed.
That still brings up the damn question. What do you mean, not a lot that succeed?
There are
Have
one
a
or
good
two.
night.
And they did it.
But
I got
you
better.
killed? Yes, but I lived.
I got
They only
better.
killed me emotionally.
Oh, sad.
Yeah.
Well,
Greg doesn't
Well-
have any teeth, by the way. Like a Komodo dragon, it's just kind of like
yeah, like
gummy.
Mm-hmm.
So like whenever he yawns, it's unsettling because it looks like this. Just.
all
Well-
right.
Okay.
Well,
Should we take watches?
yeah, I can start. I'll go
Okay.
ahead and let's get this let down a little bit. I'll pour just a little bit of water to start the fire to dim out a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
You two get some rest, and I'm gonna climb back up into my perch.
As soon as you say get some ret, Craig like face plants into the ground, face down, unmoving. Just
He is a curious sort.
I'm gonna sleep with my gun like on my chest, ready to be pulled out.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
No.
So, as you keep watch, can I have you give me another perception check?
That would be a 19.
Okay. As you're scanning the forest, you see a human. He's in just like criminal garb, like essentially just linens, and he has he has like a rifle, and he's kind of like nervously looking through the jungle, trying to find like whatever. He does
How
not
far away
notice
from
you.
camp?
He's about 100 feet from your camp.
I'll do just a quick two things. One, just a quick scan over the other area. Is there
Mhm.
anybody else or just him?
You can see there's more of those like cat snake things, and it seems like a pair of them are tracking this man.
Do I recognize this man at all from my own work?
You do not.
I'm gonna go ahead and I got into the perch with my cable. I'll slide down and pull it after me, kind of wrapping it as I go.
Mhm.
I'll walk in the general direction of where he is.
Mhm.
And then as I kind of come up near him, I just kind of give a...
Okay, as you approach, you come out of the underbrush, and he pulls the rifle up on you with like kind of a panicked look on his face as you do that.
I put up one hand and I kind of... I'll give, like, kind of mouth, "You're being tracked. Come on."
And he still kind of has the gun, like his shoulders slack a little bit, and he does kind of that like shuffle step towards you. As he looks around, you two can hear like the rattle sound that you heard earlier.
And as he kind of hears that, I'll just kind of like... and kind of start walking back towards the campfire.
Gotcha. As you do, he looks again, and then starts to like run after you to like catch up.
Yeah. As soon as we get back to the fire, I'm hoping that that'll kind of keep some of those creatures away. I'll kind of point down. Have yourself a seat.
He sits on one of the stones with his rifle in his lap across his knees. He just kind of looks at you. He's like, thanks.
No problem. So, and I kind of point to the garbs. What are you in for?
Theft? Armed robbery?
Mm.
But I didn't really have a choice, man. And now, look where I'm at.
Yeah. No, not a lot of criminals getting here for theft and armed robbery. Is it something big? I'm gonna
Just-
try and
Just
I'm
some
trying to kind of...
just some appliance stores on some unneeded station out in the mid ring.
I'm trying to kind of sense mode, see if he's
Mhm.
kind of see if he's telling the truth or in like
There's a
what
little bit of a
exactly.
part that he's not. Like you can tell, like he's a bit hesitant to give you information.
Look,
I mean-
kid, I'm gonna be honest with you. I have been working 300 years with criminals like yourself. Lying to me ain't gonna help you. We're all here now. You might as well be honest.
Hey, I'm telling the truth. I didn't kill anybody. That was my partner. Then he just left me there. And then the PD showed up. I didn't resist or anything. And then they threw me in. And last 5 years I've been moving from facility to facility. I did a year and a half over in Black Rock. Okay? And he like pulls up like his sleeve, and you can see that he has like brand marks like circling his arm.
I recognize Black Rock is assumedly like a heavily...
Yeah. More or less very stereotypical.
Yeah.
You're part of a gang in there to survive, and
Yeah.
it's all kept in check just due to there's no way out because of this. It's a station.
Can I do my best to kind of pin together? Is he being honest about that? He didn't kill anybody? Does it seem like he was just kind of like framed?
Almost, yeah. He's wrong place, wrong time. A little bit.
Well, I'm going to sit down in front of him. I'm going to be completely honest with you. I'm in here for a very particular reason, all right? You see, my friend over here, and I'm going to point over towards the four-armed gentleman.
Mhm.
He's a bounty hunter looking for his own bounties. That one over there, and pointing to the large one, one of the most brutal creatures I've ever met. And I, myself, am an officer of the law. Consortium 4. I am not in here for you. I'm in here for the worst. And tell you what, if you didn't kill nobody, and all you're here for is appliance theft and being framed, you ain't the kind I'm after, if you get what I'm saying. I'm after the ones that are trying to get their freedom from bigger charges. Okay?
So like,
There's a couple in here for mass genocide. There's a couple in here for trafficking rings that span all 3 rings, that kind of stuff. You don't seem to be in that particular group.
Or
Tell you what, you can stay with us tonight. Keep safe. All right. We'll be keeping an eye on you. And in the morning we can part ways, but I think we're on good terms. You don't fuck with us, we don't fuck with you.
hey, you save my ass from whatever was tailing me back there. Works for me. Works for me. Okay.
What's your name, kid?
Neil.
Neil. I'll tell you what, Neil. I'll let them know that you're with us just to keep an eye on you, but you're safe with us for the night, and we'll part ways in the morning, all right?
Yeah. Oh, that sounds great. Great. Ooh.
All right.
But you might want to put those embers out there. Some others. There's already a group that I saw. Large Vesk was heading them up. Black scales, 3 large claw mark scars across his face. He had a group of 20 or so thugs following him, and they didn't even wait for that. They didn't wait for those 12 hours.
No.
No.
Huh.
They
Neil, I think that if you play by my rules, we're going to get along real well in here, all right?
He nervously kind of just is like, okay.
Does the black scaled Vesk with the claws, does that sound familiar?
It does. Who does it sound like?
That just happens to so sound like the leaders of the Black Scales. One of the most infamous trafficking rings this side of the galaxy. So, as such,
Who does it sound
I
like,
think-
Herman? What was this guy's name? This black scaled Vesk.
never figured out his real name. He only ever went by the code name, which was Black Scale. He wasn't very creative, as it so turns out. But Black Scale's been the leader for a long time, and seems like he's trying to get out. So, when my watch is starting to get to an end, I'm gonna go ahead and I'll go over to my 4-armed friend, and I'll kind of, hey, careful, keep your gun down. All right. I'll go ahead and point to our new fella that we have here. He was getting chased by those little rattlesnake fuckers.
Kid, you got a bounty on you?
I don't think so.
He did time in Black Rock. You don't need a bounty if you're already in jail.
Yep, he's good. Okay.
He did give us some fun info, though, if you'd like it.
What kind of fun are we talking?
Black Scale.
My eyes are instantly gonna go wide because I assume I know who Black Scale is, considering I'm a bounty hunter.
Notorious trafficker. Known to, even though he's been like sought after or whatever, the rumor has it he's actually jumped from prison facility to prison facility, hiding directly under law enforcement's nose whenever he needs to lay low. But he definitely is responsible for over like at least 2,000 individuals being sold to slave gangs in the mid and outer rim, as well as the murder of countless under his direct orders.
Now, are we talking Black Scale as in the gang, or Black Scale as in the man?
It might be a little bit of both. According to him, he's got about 20 thugs backing him up right now, and if they're his own crew, or others of the sort, well, then I think that's what I call a payday for you.
I think that's more than a payday.
Give me one
Bigger
second.
question.
I'm gonna walk over to our Vesk friend. Hey, buddy. Hey, yep. All right. Stay calm. We got a new guy here.
Oh, food. Cool.
No,
Sounds
Hey,
good.
Nope, we don't
I'm
need
Neil.
him. He's chill.
Oh. Sorry.
Actually,
Now-
though, we got what I was just mentioning to our foreign friend. We got one of your kind that we're actually looking for. Black scaled Vesk, 3 claw marks over it. Now, The reason I'm in here is to get rid of folks like that, but he seems like he might be a bit powered up. I think we're gonna start doing some reconnaissance here soon. You up for game for that?
I'm a I can't remember what voice I was doing.
It wasn't quite, but it reminded me of Big Summer Blowout.
You. Oh, there it is. Kermit the
Kermit.
Frog here. Yeah, I'm a master of stealth. And then I just
Now, Lieutenant, I got a question for you.
Yeah.
You got a pretty good scope on that rifle, don't you?
That I do.
How far can that thing shoot?
Well, if I try hard enough, I can generally hit pretty accurately within 250 feet.
Well, I'm just thinking, if push comes to shove, it might not be a bad idea to try and meet up with that son of a bitch close to that son of a bitch you stabbed as possible. Might be able to
Get his attention.
make introductions between the two.
I could see something of that sort. Neil, tell me, which about directions were you seeing that gang starting to form up?
They were gathering together like right off the drop trams, and as soon as those doors closed, they probably took out 15 guys that weren't part of their group.
They took them out.
Before the 12 hours were up.
I do agree that we could take him out with that particular beastie, but part of me wants to do it personally, not just to verify but also because that is a massive amount of supplies.
Yeah, then they
Might not be a bad idea to
started
get the credits.
heading west.
West.
I hid under a log, and I could have sworn I heard them talk about some type of like encampment or something
Interesting.
a few days west from here. Sounded
What do
like
you say,
sounded like
boys?
they knew more about this than any of me and my friends.
You and your friends, you got anyone else in here?
Not anymore.
You do now. So long as you're willing to follow our rules here, you can stick with us. But understand that as soon as you start doing something sideways, I will not hesitate to put a blaster bolt in the back of your skull.
He gives
We
you like a
play
little
nice.
salute, like a little bead of sweat rolling down his head.
Damn good.
I'm good with computers, sir.
Hell, I'll look over at the lizard. You good with computers?
Yeah, I can throw them pretty far.
All right. And I'll look over at our I'll look over at the bounty hunter. You good with computers?
No, but I might have use for him.
Well, I'll tell you what, Neil, you feel a particular niche, and so long as you play, I think we're going to get along quite well.
Neil, I got a question for you.
Yeah.
When you say you're good at computers, how good are we talking?
Well, the child blockers didn't stop me when I was going through puberty, if you know what I'm saying. He like chuckles a little bit.
No, I don't. I don't understand you humans one bit.
I'm good at getting past security systems in computers.
Well,
so
I think at least the
if we
base-
were to need to see some bounty boards in a different place that's on a server somewhere, and I was to help direct you towards said server, would you be able to access them for us?
I mean, yeah, I guess, yeah.
I think we're gonna get along just fine.
Oh,
Well,
okay.
boys, I'll look over at them. What do you think? Start tracking in the morning?
Yeah, we probably should get some rest first.
Yeah. What do you think, Craig? All right. And Neil, what do you feel about hunting the most dangerous game?
I'm not much of a hunter, honestly. I just realized
Well-
the safety's been on this rifle this entire time. And then you
All
hear
right.
a click. See?
All right. Well, put the safety back on, and we'll get to work in the morning. For now, and I'll go ahead and tap the bounty hunter. It's your turn to keep watch. I need some fucking sleep.
Sounds good. And Neil, why don't you get some sleep if possible as well?
Yeah. Thanks. You don't have to tell me twice. Ah. He's gonna curl up like in the like next to the roots of like one of the bigger trees, using him
We
as like a
just-
frame.
We just did the most D&D/RPG shit ever, which is NPC. Let's adopt them. But this time we adopted a criminal.
We must have.
Hey, he's a cool criminal.
Yeah, I was
He's
just
a smooth
applying
criminal.
stuff.
Yeah.
I mean,
This
come
time,
on,
Craig falls backwards and passes out. Just
Okay.
as before he does, I like put a hand on the back of his head. That's where the fucking
No.
fire is, dipshit.
Hmm?
That's where the fucking fire is, dipshit. What?
I just look at the fire and then I just smash it and start putting the ashes out. And then I lay down where the fire was.
All right.
Okay. So, as you all fall asleep, night goes on smoothly. Near midnight, nights are especially long here in the colony. It's about half the day, 12 hours of darkness, 12 hours of light.
Oof.
So it'd be about 3 in the morning ish. You are all kind of like awoken to like a zap from your PIC device, and you swear for a second you think that the sky turns red from like lights, and then it goes. But then it's gone.
Hmm.
The rest of Neil taps his little device and goes, Icarus? You there? What was that? And you can hear, like, resonating from behind his ear. Hello! It is I, Icarus.
Oh Jesus Christ!
What do you mean? What was that? Did you experience some sort of instability or interference? Neil go. You guys felt that too, right? The little like zap from your thing.
And the red sky.
Yeah. Ah. No issues detected within the larger system. You must have experienced an outage from a power cycling failure. This must have been resolved already. Please continue on with your game. In fact,
fair enough.
as the first day begins, get ready for the first challenge given to members of Sector 85.
Oh shit! I didn't know we had challenges. Well,
The
Oh,
reward for this challenge is the reward of 500 colony credits.
oh, fair enough. What's the challenge?
Released into the jungle and other locations throughout the sector are several colonies of small reanimated past contestants. Eliminate these creatures to claim your reward. For every colony you eliminate, you will gain 500 colony credits. Have a good night. And with that, we're going to end session 1.
Ooh.
Okay.
Spooky, spooky sus.
Goodbye, Twitch. I hope you guys enjoyed it, both viewers and you three. You three, if you want to talk for a bit, I'll be staying on, but I want to log off. Where I'm at. These two on the bottom is Gavinator 154 and Puppet Master 154. on Twitch. They have the same numbers because they're brothers and they love each other.
He
So
stole it from me, the hack.
goodbye.